Okay guys, for the turbo guys, I'm going to show you how to set up an anti-lag system on your Power Commander 5. Um, this is that map that I showed you on how to set up the boost tables and your auto tune. So anti-lag, you ideally want your spark plug to spark before your piston hits top dead center. And you want a ton of fuel in there. You want fuel to get past your combustion chamber and into your header and just burn up and make a ton of heat in the header, and it spools your turbo um, without any load on it. Much more than if you were to, pull in the clutch and have a just an RPM limiter at 8,000 or bounce it off the rev limiter and build a little boost. You can create as much boost as you want, really. So first off, I've now heard of some Power Commander 5s that have come from their wherever they get them set at so they can pull negative 40 degrees of timing. Mine was limited to negative 20 degrees of timing. I sent mine back in and had them update it so I could pull negative 40, because the Raptor map is, I can't remember, around 37 or something, where I wanted to be using anti-lag on the Raptor. And this works for everything, snowmobiles, UTVs, whatever. You can set up anti-lag like this. So first of all, I've got my map here. I've tuned my bike. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is come in and configure features enabled. And what I'm going to do is turn on my map switch. And that's all I need right now. So I'm going to turn that on. And again, remember, my map is done. I don't need my auto tune anymore. If I need my auto tune to clean up my tune, I'll do that, before I'm racing or riding, but I just turn it off now. So here's my map. So even though it's already sent to my Power Commander, I'm going to send it again. And if you notice, it took away your auto tune tables. Don't worry about that. It's just because I turned it off. They're still there if you turn it back on. But anyway, so I'm going to send my map. What's it going to say, position 1 or 2? Well, we'll send this to position 1. Our main map is position 1. And over here, I've added, if you right click, you can add different things over here. I've added the current map, so I can see if it's going to work when I do this. So now, send table, same thing. Now, I'm going to send this map again, exact same map, but I'm going to send it to position 2. So now I have position 1, position 2. I have my wires ran from the Power Commander input 1 to just a button on my handlebars. I'll try and take a picture of it and send on this, or you can run it to your clutch switch, whatever. So now when I push that button, if you can see over here, it's on map 2. When I let go, right back to map 1. So you can do it on just a button format, and it's instantaneous. It's not like half a second. It's much quicker as far as changing from map 1 back to map 2 back to map 1. So now I'm going to come over here into map 2. I'm going to go over to my ignition table, and I'm just going to say, anything above 7,000 RPM to 9,000, I'm going to pull 40 degrees of timing, which may seem nuts if you don't understand anti-lag, but then I am going to come to my fuel pressure. And again, this ignition, I'm pulling it at just 100% throttle. I'm not using my ignition pressure table because your boost is going to fluctuate a little. It's way easier just to do this. I'm going to come to my fuel pressure, my fueling again, and instead of using the fuel with the pressure table, again, I'm going to do it in the 100% throttle range. So now at 7,000, what was it, 7,000 on, I'm going to add, I don't know, 30% fuel, a ton. I'm going to dump a ton of fuel in there. And so I changed that. So now I'm going to send this, and it's automatically going to send it to your second map. It's not going to send it to the first map. It knows now. So I can also come to map tools, and I can configure the tables based on the different maps, position map 1 or map 2, just so you know. And then if you want to limit it to RPM as well, which you're most likely going to want to do, just come to configure, turn on your launch control, and you're going to do this on input 2. I have a wiring diagram I can share as well, but you really only need 3 wires, and they'll all be hooked to the same button or clutch switch or whatever you want to trigger it with. I don't know, you can trigger it with anything. I just have a button on my handlebar. So I'm going to configure this to not be on a timer count. I don't like that. I just want it so when I hold the button, it's limiting the RPM to 8,000 RPM. And I have mine up at 8,500. But again, make sure you're sure if it's an open or closed switch. I mean, you'll know if it doesn't work, but so mine is normally opened, and then it's connected or closed when I push it, the button. So, okay. So now, even though this launch control on RPMs is in both maps, you're only going to limit your RPM when that button's pushed. So it really doesn't matter. I hope that makes sense. You're not going to have trouble with it. So now I'm going to send that map, send the table. I click up here in this map too and do send map, send table, just to make sure everything's sent. And now you have just set up a true anti-lag using a plain and simple Power Commander 5. You didn't have to buy a Motec or I don't know, there's a bunch out there, but nothing bad against those systems either. You're going to get a much better tune with a Motec too, but a lot of us don't have the money to put those into our projects. So this is a simple way to do a true anti-lag on a Power Commander 5, and I hope that helps you guys out. And it's pretty simple. It's just not been done a lot. No one thinks about it, but it works. All right, guys, good luck.